Hey, good afternoon. This is Noble. Good evening. Not good afternoon, good evening. We're going to have a good time as always. Got a lot to cover. I want to talk to you about targets. Targets. Entries is a whole nother thing. You got to have a system. You got to have a recipe. You have to have rules, criteria. There needs to be reason, logic, philosophy, a little bit of stats behind your trading. But once you get in the trade, where are you going? Where should price be going? If you don't identify the target before the trade, you're not trading like a trader. You don't have a plan. And that's a problem. So we're going to talk about targets today. I got a tool that you're going to love. I've been using it for years. It's beautiful. You'll love it. My name is Noble Woods. I've been teaching and coaching since 2014. Started trading in 08, 09, somewhere back there. I got really serious. I got committed. My word for the year has been committed. Let me check and see where you guys are. If you're on live, let me know where you're from. I'm doing this in Atlanta. Let's see, what time is it? I started a little bit late. I had a little mistake, a little technical issue with Yahoo and Ecamm, which I use. So thanks for being here. Some more folks will join, and then of course, you know how this goes. Live recording will be here forever, right? So you can come back and learn, watch, rewatch, learn, take notes, right? I really want to make sure you get something from this. So today's gonna be a little bit shorter than my normal because I got a few things I need to do tonight, but I am gonna go through stocks as we normally do. Let me actually pull this up. I'm going to talk about targets. 10-15 minutes. I think it'll help a lot. Actually, it'll help a lot. It's not about how much time I spend on it. You just need to see it and think about it. It's more for day traders, but I got something coming. Don't worry, I got something coming too for my swing traders, long-term investors. What's the target? Price targets. Seems complex, but it's really not. Not at all. As always, we're going to look at the S&P and the VIX. Where's the VIX right now? You should know. Where's the S&P right now? What's going on with the market right now today? You should know. So we're going to talk about targets. We're going to review the S&P. And then, as always, I'll analyze a couple stocks for you guys. So let's dive in. Let's dive right in. Oh, and before that, speaking of commitment, September 16th, I'm super excited. I get the chance to do what I do. This is fun for me. These are cool. I don't deeply prepare. I pick a topic, something I know people need help on. I analyze live. Very few people can do that. Honestly, it's probably only 2 people in the country that can really analyze charts live the way, with the proficiency, expertise, confidence, and proven results. And that's me and my cousin Joe Harrison. Right? We started this group called Insider Trading. If you're on Facebook, please join. Open community is free. As long as you don't have a weird Facebook profile, you'll get accepted by the technology or whoever we have that's actually checking invites to the group. But it's a powerful group. 30,000 people in there. We've been cultivating this space where people can just ask questions, learn anything. Investing, trading, crypto, futures, Forex. I can trade anything, right? There's people in there, millionaires, multimillionaires, thousandaires, some broke people, some people trying to get started. There's everybody, right? So it's a good place, really good people, amazing community. If you need that, which we all do, right? You need a place to be with like-minded people who are trying to learn like you. So feel free to join us there. And then September 16th, again, man, new options class. It's 4 weeks. It's an intensive. I don't want you to have to struggle and try to figure all of this out. I've already figured it out for you. The exact reason to enter a trade, when you take the next trade, when you don't trade, what the target should be, how do you manage it, how to place the orders, what do the terms mean, at the money, in the money, out the money, how do you buy leaps, how do you trade a 5-minute chart, how do you trade a quarterly chart, is there a difference, does it matter what time frame? It's a loaded class. There's over 90 hours of content. So if you're serious about raising your commitment, click the link in the link below. You'll instantly get the email. It'll give you the page with all the details, couple videos, some customer testimonials, client testimonials that you would love from real people making real money. So check that out, and let's dive in. Okay. So the first thing I want to do is I'm on the SPY. All right, so I'm on the S&P. Let me kind of move this stuff out the way. So this line here, I'm actually on the yearly chart. As always, right now, the only thing you'll ever see on my chart for these first 20, 30 lives is the perfect indicator because, again, it matches up with the definition of volatility. The top and bottom band are +1 and -1 standard deviation bands. The tool is called a Bollinger Band. The middle yellow line is the average. Why is that important? Why do I have 2 standard deviation bands and an average on my chart? Because the definition of volatility is the statistical measure of price dispersion away from the average. Price dispersion, big word, refers to standard deviation away from the average. All we're really saying is in any class that you may have, you got a 300 level stats class, there's an average. Let's just say the average is 70. Do you want to be the average student? No, you don't. All of the best students' grades are going to be above 1 standard deviation. The same way that all of the uptrends will be above 1 standard deviation. All the downtrends fundamentally happen below 1 standard deviation, right? So I'm giving you a crystal clear, perfect way to almost even check your trades, right? Right now, you don't know my system. You haven't taken a class. So how do you check to see if you pull this +1 and -1 standard deviation up? And actually, there's a gentleman in my in the next class verbally committed to sign up. We've had some really good conversations. And he literally was like, bro, like, I have been binging your videos. This one band is amazing. I'm seeing now why I was losing. I didn't have a real like mathematical, statistical reason to support or help me in my trades. He's like, bro, like, I see why all of my losers lost. And I really see all of why my winners are winning. He's super excited. He's taking the class. It's going to be amazing. So anyway, this one band, positive, negative, right? Bollinger Bands. It's the one. This is the one. Forget all the other indicators. This is the one. It makes it so clear. So, okay. Year chart. Well, I'm on a year chart because I want to show you volatility on the year chart. We're above the top band before the year started. So you should have already known. Higher chance that this year is going to continue to go up. Because above this top band is where all the uptrends really take off and flourish and get really strong. And this is the year chart, yes, but as you can see, looks like we got above the band on the SPY back in 2013. So basically, we've been bullish for 11 years. COVID was right here. We pulled back, bounced off the one band, pushed right back up. All right, so this is the year. Nobody's really trading the year. Even on leaps, I wouldn't really use the year. I would recommend you use the quarterly, which I'm about to go to now. So quarterly, now what do you see? And I want to make a point here too. Yearly chart, 1 bar, just 1 bar to analyze. This year we're up. There's really nothing you can analyze. It's just 1 bar. We go to the quarterly, now you got 3 bars. It's more information. Gets a little bit more complex. As you go down to faster, smaller time frames, you better know what you're doing. You better have every piece of your strategy worked out. If you can't literally physically hand me your strategy, your trading plan with all the rules where I can ask 35 questions and they're all answered in the document, you're not really trading like a professional trades. You should have all of those different pieces. How many times will you lose in a given day? What is your target? You're going to take half off at you? What do you do at the target? What do you do at the target, right? So again, I want to make a point as we go through this about time frames. Higher time frames, less candles, same chart, same core, one asset making one main direction. We've been bullish all year for a reason. All right, if I go from the quarterly to the monthly, a lot more candles. All right, if I go to did I show you I did show you the quarterly. If I go to the weekly, the weekly is the first time frame where you actually see you clearly can see the pullbacks here. When the VIX spiked up above, let's just say above 20, right? The first time back in April 15th, that week, dropped about 6%, perfectly hit the average, right? Week chart. Went a little bit lower this last time, about a little bit less than 10%. Not a full correction, but a little bit under, right? I was supposed to start my clock, so I'll start it now. Almost back at the highs. Almost. We go to the day chart. Same chart. You already know we're bullish. You already know we're strong bullish from the longest time frame. Longer time frame, more data, more information, easier to trust. 1 minute chart, crazy, chaotic. It's everywhere. You got to be super fast. Right? So as you navigate time frames, I don't know where you are in your journey. Time frames matter so much. A lot of people are trading the wrong time frames. Only on the day chart. Never looked at the week or the quarterly. Never look at the 4 hour. What's the difference between the 4 hour and the daily? The 4 hour shows you what happened at night. You just have gaps if you're looking at the daily chart, right? So if you really want to master your craft, one of my, big brand words, if you will, almost one of my cornerstones for how I think about this, you got to think about mastery. You got to focus on mastery, right? So, okay. Daily chart. A lot of stuff happening here, right? Nice uptrend here. Turned around under the bottom band, small downtrend, trying to reverse, kind of reverse, push back to the highs. New uptrend, small reversal, bounced off the bottom band. We got back into the main uptrend. And then the last few weeks, as you can see, all right, really strong push down. Lower, we just bought the market up, right? Today, what did we do? Perfectly pulled back to the top band. I said in the last video, whenever we break the low of one of these candles, all we're doing is going back to the bottom band, to the top band, right? Where's the day that we broke the low? Right here. 2 days ago. Broke that low. Didn't really move anywhere. Jackson Hole Symposium, for those of you guys who are following the reports. I talked about reports in my last video. This is what, episode 50? I think I talked about reports in episode 48. So go back and check out 48. All right. Okay, so these are just all the different time frames. I just wanted to show you that for fun really quick. All right, bigger time frame, clearer, bigger picture, the real trend. Very simple stuff, right? But you need some level of technical / statistical information to help you see when we statistically are in the area where the highest volume happens and where those trends occur. It's above the top end. And you need the average too. You need to always know where the average is, right? So I'm trying to get some of you guys to get away from all those indicators that just have not really been helping you, giving you the type of clarity that you need. It's hard for me to be going the wrong direction. It's almost impossible. Now, do some trades lose? Yeah, of course. I can't make the market move. But if we're underneath that bottom band, why would I be long? Trying to buy the bottom? That's when you lose, right? Because it's more probable that you're going lower, especially if you're getting more volatility coming into the downside, right? So clarity, and precision is what you need. Okay, let's talk about targets real quick. I actually want to talk about intraday targets. So even if you're not a day trader, so still hopefully he'll give you, a little bit of something to think about. So I want to do this real quick. Let's look at today on the ES, which is S&P futures. I'll take everything off my chart real quick. And I'm actually going to go to a 30-minute chart today. All right, today. So downtrend, clearly green candles. This is the TTM trend also. That's probably the one other thing I forgot to mention on my chart, TTM trend. We got under the bottom band here. That was at 1030. We started pushing lower, had a 200 to go down to. I don't really pay attention to the 200 on the 30-minute. So I'm actually going to take that off. I'll take it off for now. All right. And I want you to think about this. If you're, and here's the beauty. If I'm day trading ES futures, I would literally be in the exact same trades if I was trading SPY options. So whether you trade futures or options, all right, with, again, SPY, SPY, that ETF, or the ES / ES, the S&P futures. Leverage is 50 to 1. Every $1 this moves, you make 50 bucks instead of $1, right? More buying power, but you need to be able to deal with that buying power. You need a really great system. And targets is huge. Every trade you get in, you should know where your target is. You should know at least where you expect price to go. I'm not saying that's where you need to exit. I didn't say this is where you exit. I said you need to have a clear idea of where is price going to test next. All the market is a series of tests. Can we get through the high? Oh, no, we didn't have enough people to get through the high. Some bad news came out. We're going to pull it back to this. Oh, we bounced off that. Okay, we're going back up to the high again. Can we get through the high? Oh, we're just ranging for a while. If we can get through that rent, right? Everything's about target. Where are we going? Where are we going? Right? And even if you're at the high, how do you know where we're going next? It's just math. All these indicators are math, right? So I won't get into like the details of this specific indicator I'm about to show you. Not in this video. Like I have some other videos coming that I will kind of get into a little bit more. This will be quick. But I do want to pull it up and I want to show you. If you type in pivots and actually pivot points, there's 4 in Thinkorswim: persons pivots, pivot points, SVE pivots, Woody's pivots. I know all 4. Half of the 4, amazing. Other 2, All right, so click on pivot points, hit apply, hit OK. Uh-oh, that didn't work. Did I not do it? Oh, I think I didn't. I didn't double click. So you want to double click pivot points. It pops up on your chart, hit apply. Okay, now we have some information here. Now we got some information. Even before the day started, right? Before 9 o'clock, before 9:30, before the open. These levels are already on your chart for intraday. They make things so clear. And when I tell y'all, we will go to a pivot, touch it, and perfectly create. That will be the low, perfectly to the penny, to the tick. Sometimes the high, perfectly. I can't tell you how many thousands of times I've seen that happen. I trust them deeply because I've seen them working over and over and over and over and over, right? So let's look at what happened today on the ES. All right, what happened today? Very first bar. We're right at a pivot. Struggling to get through. First 30 minutes. Just froze. Still above the band. All right. Nice reversal at 10 o'clock. You guys should know 10:30 is like the 10 o'clock reversal. Just the first hour of the market. If we're trying to go up, but we can't, usually by 10:30, we start going the other direction. Right. So the thing to kind of note is like if you're, because I can't like perfectly right now talk you guys fully through like actual strategy, full system, what I do. But I will say this. I'm always expecting price to go to a pivot. And so I'm gonna give you this. This is like the perfect, easy trade setup, especially for the S&P, SPY, or the ES. If price is about like 10 to 20 points away from a pivot, above or below that band, we're getting the right volatility. Again, I can't walk you through like the whole process. There's just almost a trade like every day that's just very simple. Because once you can see the market starting to make that push, even on a 30-minute, which is long, it gives you plenty of time. There's only 13 bars in a day. All right, you're probably not going to be in at 9:30 right on the break of the 9 o'clock bar. You're probably not going to trade the last 2. That's 13 minus 3. So it's only 10 bars in a day. Right. So again, if you have a really good system, you're going to get a trade every day, virtually, if we have the volatility, right? And so let's look at a trade. Let's look at this right here, right? This was 12 o'clock. People going to lunch. We knew the market was down. Can it go lower? We got this really nice reversal. Well, I won't call it a reversal. It's not a reversal. We got to push back up. Buyers started to get in. Some bears started to get out who had made money. What did we do? We pushed up to the 20. We pushed up to the bottom band. We pushed up to the 1. Came back down. So you should have already known if we get under this candle, we're already barreling going lower. Volatility is getting stronger. I won't even pull up some other indicators that I like to use. If you're familiar with the squeeze, pull it up and look at today. We push back up. If we can get all of those bulls out and get more bears back in as we go lower, we're going lower. All right. But the question is, where are we going? So let's look at this candle just for a second. All right. 12 o'clock. If we get under there, where are we going? What's the next place to go? The next pivot, 55.95. All right. Let's say based on your strategy. All right. Based on your strategy. Let me do this for 1 second. I'll take Bollinger Bands off. Let's say based on your strategy. All right. This was the trigger. This was the bar that for you was like, that's the candle that if we go under, I want to be in that trade to the downside. Where are we going? To this pivot, 56.18. Now, did we go through it? Yes. So you never know if we're going to go through it. But to me, it makes so much logical sense to get on board, get on the bus as the market goes where we know it's going. Because there's money there. If it goes further, you're never going to perfectly catch all of the trend anyway. I don't. Right? That's not the concern. It shouldn't be to capture 99% of the trend. Yeah. All right. Let's just see real quick. How much was that? That was 56.33. 33 down to 18. What's 33 minus 18? When I'm live, I can't really like do math. Ain't that weird? That's weird. What is that? 15. That's 1,500 with 2 contracts. 1 contract, that's 750. And clearly it went more than the 750, right? So that's $1,000. Or 2 contracts, 2,000 in like less than an hour. Now I know what you're probably thinking. We've been so bullish. We've been pushing up, barreling up. Yeah, but today's a Jackson Hole symposium. So you should have expected today to give you a little something to the downside or upside. It's going to be good news all day. It's going to be bad. All right. After 10:30, started reversing on our way back down. First 30-minute bar really didn't go anywhere. Stuck above that pivot at 56.60. Could not get through. I'm paying attention to that. All right. And so with me, every entry that I have, regardless of what your system is, all right, it's where is that next pivot? Where's the next pivot? It's the question every single day for me. Every day. Look at this day. Stuck in between 2 pivots. Couldn't break this one. Dabbled in and out above this one. Still really not going anywhere. Look at this day. A couple days ago. Perfectly bounced off this pivot. Pushed down. Hit it perfectly. Reverse right back up. So to the short side, if there's a trade anywhere in here, maybe even it's on a like 15-minute, 5-minute, like you don't have to look at the 30-minute. I love the 30, right? But maybe you use the 5-minute. I mean, I use the 5 too, but primarily, like right now, it's just kind of easy to trade on the 30. It's just not a lot of losses. It really is. It's magical. No, I take that back. Some of y'all know why I don't like to use magical and sorcery and all kind of weird sounding stuff. Because trading, it ain't magic, it's math. All right, it's math. But this, regardless of the setup, where's the target? Where are we most likely to go? And also have a very high chance of hitting that area and reversing quickly. It's pivot points. Pivot points. Been using them for over 10 years. Trust me, they work. If you struggle with targets, stop overthinking. Get rid of the Spider-Man charts with 85 levels, lines everywhere. Just put pivots on your intraday charts and use them. Spend some time with them this weekend. Spend a couple hours this weekend. All right? Intraday, folks. And you'll be, you'll hopefully see things a little bit clearer. A little bit clearer. So let me do this. Check and see. Okay, I got a few people on live. I know y'all probably, I think I had posted the wrong link earlier on accident. A little technical issue. Sorry about that, but you're here now. This won't be a long one. So that was the lesson. You guys know, I always want to give you a quick market update. Where are we? I want to teach you something new, right? I can't fully give you everything yet, but I'm telling you guys, this month will be the start of my official time on YouTube. I got like 18 videos already ready. I'm working on the next batch of about 20 videos. I got about 300 thumbnails already done. Like 2025 is already done. It's already done. And I'm going to teach y'all everything I can. Everything. I don't want to hold back anything. And it's gonna surprise you. Y'all gonna be like, why did all these other people who've been out, these big name people, why have I never heard? Why does nobody break down the math but Noble? Why does nobody talk about statistics but Noble? Maybe it's the M.B.A. Maybe it's the M.B.A. Okay, let me see. Monique Brown said, which pivots do you use on toss? Oh, great question. So you probably just jumped on. I use pivot points. I like Woody's pivots a lot too, but that's a more like, before you jump to Woody's pivots, look at them. Look at them. But let me help you massage it in. I think that's one of these first 16 videos that I'll have coming pretty soon. I got one last thing to do to kind of finish the whole back end, you know, for people who actually want to sign up for one of my classes, blah, blah, blah. But I have so much content coming. You're going to love the channel. Oh, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. My cousin, Chris Wood, said, let's go. That's what's up. What's up, cuz? Glad to see you on, man. You know what we talked about in Tennessee. You know what we talked about at that family reunion. You know what we talked about. It's time. It's time, man. Okay, let me go back to doing what I'm doing real quick. So where are we at? New class coming September 16th. Options. It's time. If you're ready for the commitment, best class out. You won't find anything better. I'm gonna keep saying that. I'll be saying that 10 years from now. I really will. This statistical lens that I have, it's radically unique, refreshing, and it gives you a clarity and confidence that all these other systems just don't. Supply and demand, ICT, support and resistance. It's too basic. It's too basic of analysis. That's all it is, right? So market analysis I didn't do. We'll jump to that next. And then what I'm going to do is I already asked some people in my group about different stocks that they wanted to see and time frames. So I'll analyze those. And then I'll give you guys your evening back. So let's do this. Let's jump to let's go to S&P really quick. Back to the SPY. I already kind of started showing you where we were, right? Oh, let's go to a day chart. Oh, shoot. Where we at on the day? We pushed higher 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 days in a row. 12 days in a row. What I tell you guys, all the reversals are pretty much inside the bands. Tried to reverse here, never went lower. Can't do anything but go back up or down, that's it. Right in here, we reversed to the downside. Right in here, reverse back up. You can see it before it happens with my system. You know what's going to happen fundamentally. You don't know when exactly, but you already know what's going to happen. It frames it very differently than probably anything you've seen. All right, so let's look at the VIX really quick because we already know last 12 days, S&P rising going higher. Let's align that with the VIX. In fact, let me, I guess I'll take everything off real quick. No, actually, I just want to take the lines off. Price levels. Oh, no, I do want to take, I'll clean it up. Clean chart, there we go. All right, so this is the relationship. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So from this crazy monster of a day where the VIX hit 65, which is 4% volatility, quick, scared, a knee-jerk reaction to what? Several fundamental things if we go deeper, but in a simple sense, Japan's market dropped like 12% in one day. I was in Tennessee at the Opry, what is it, Opryland? Yeah, Opryland. Some cousins of mine invited me out. All right, I drove up. I'm in Atlanta. They're like, yo, we got extra room. I'm coming. I'm there. All right, drove up, had a great time. Monday morning, I'm about to leave, drive back to Atlanta. My cousin knocks on the door. It's like 6 o'clock. He's like, cousin, you you know the market is crashing? I'm like, what you mean the market is crashing? He's like, bro, they said Japan's market is just dropping like 20%. It just like Japan is crashing. Pop it up on my phone on Thinkorswim. I go straight to the ES futures. Market's down. Uh-oh. Buying opportunity for long-term investors, for swing traders, could potentially have gone lower. You never know. You never know what's coming. You didn't know that was coming. But when the VIX spikes, to keep it really simple, if the VIX goes high, it's time to buy. We're not talking day trading. I'm not necessarily really even per se talking swing trading. Technically I am. But really that's like for my long-term investors. I know this is called insider trading, right? But long-term, you ever see the VIX spike up to 50, 60, 32? Amazing times to buy. Because if you flip this chart or cross-reference and compare the two, every time the VIX goes higher, the market goes lower. It's fear. It's just fear for something that has scared us. COVID was a big scare. Next 2 years were amazingly bullish. All right. That day scared us. Already in a small downtrend. Small pullback was like 6%. Dropped a little bit more. Next 12 days, higher. Right. And so the VIX, think about this. The VIX volatility went from 65. The very next day, it closed at 27. So the volatility is lessening. It went from 4% down to like less than 2%. 32. The VIX was 32. That'd be 2% volatility. So we went from 4% scare, panic. Half of that was cut in half the next day. And the next day, we just went a little lower, a little bit lower. So when that volatility, like the craziness slows down, the market tends to, whatever direction it's going in, it's just a nice, clean move. All right. You don't need 65, 35 crazy volatility to make money. All right. You want smooth. You don't want bulls and bears like fighting like crazy. Right. That's where the market gets a little crazy. All right. This was pretty clear. It was a scare. Everybody got, we reacted. Market does what it does. It's global, right? So the market was already down. People woke up that morning either panicking, most people long-term thinking about buying. All right. We had a little poll we did in our room. We asked, like, what are you buying today? 50% of the people who responded out of 30,000, now all 30,000 didn't respond, but let's say 150 or however many responded. Half the people said, yo, I'm buying some NVIDIA today. Right. So that's the VIX, inverse relationship. Where are we now? It's at 17.55. What is that? What percentage of, what is that? 1% volatility, 2, 3? It's real simple. All you got to do is take the number divided by 16. So it's a little bit over 16, which means right now, today, we experience like a little bit over 1% volatility. Normal, calm, smooth sailing, right? That's what low volatility on the VIX really means for people who are watching the S&P. All right. Okay. So that's the VIX today. Well, last 12 days. VIX going down 12 days in a row. Volatility getting lighter, lower, easier. Right. No real confusion about which direction. Everybody's kind of doing the same thing. S&P 12 days in a row. Higher. Inverse relationship. You got to love the VIX. You got to know it. And it takes time, but you have nothing but time. Okay, let's think about your stocks real quick that you guys wanted me to analyze, and y'all gave me time frames too. Let me find that post real quick. And actually, I got a few more. Okay. Okay. Dwayne Talbert. What's up, Dwayne? You gave me 4. I'll pick one of your quarterly and one of your monthly. He gave me a time frame too, right? So what I did in the room is I'll say, hey, I'm going live today, Monday and Thursday. You guys know the schedule. Give me your 2 stocks. I'll pick one. Depending if I got time, I'll do more than one. But today I kind of want to shorten this a little bit. It won't be a long 2-hour session. All right. I think I'm already 40 minutes in. So let's look at let's try this one. Let's look at where'd it go? Let's go here. Let's look at old Caterpillar. I haven't looked at Caterpillar in forever. CAT. Let me take everything off my chart. And Dwayne wanted me to look at this on a quarterly chart. Why a quarterly chart? As soon as I say quarterly, you're thinking long term. Now, maybe he's buying shares directly, just buying however many. All right, these are 342. All right, so 100 shares at 342 is what, 34,200? Maybe Dwayne has that type of money. He's just, just picking up some extra shares. All right. Or he's thinking about leaps, right? Long-term equity anticipation securities. This is just fancy word for I'm buying an options contract and holding it for more than a year. All right. You can't analyze a week chart and try to know where we're going to be a year or two from now. It's the wrong time frame. The wrong time frame. You need the quarterly chart. You need to see earnings every year. If you're in a trade for 2 years, you need 8 decent earnings for that to go well. But you also need to understand already what has been the trend on that quarterly chart. All right, the time frame has to make sense. Practical example, it's like you wouldn't propose to somebody that you've been dating for 2 weeks. Even if you've seen her every day for 2 weeks, you've seen 10 days. You've seen her day chart for 10 days. Can you predict 2, 3, 5 years from now? Like, do you want to make that type of investment? It's the wrong time frame. You need at least a couple quarters. You need at least a year, which is 4 quarters. All right. And if I'm making this metaphor really stick, if we could see a person's character chart, right? You look at the last 4, but you really look at the trend. Are you trending towards being a good wife, or are you trending towards being a cheating, conniving, take all my money, not really even love me type? All right. I could keep going. I could use any metaphor, honestly. Right? Trading really is like life to me. It really is. It so is the perfect metaphor for life. So again, Dwayne, back to your question. Clearly it's bullish, it's strong bullish. We also are inside of y'all know I see ranges, like, right? You gotta see the range. Make sure if you recognize, make sure you know if we're in the range. Yes, we're in the range. So that's a little, don't get me wrong, it's still a strong company. I with these, I'm not doing a lot of research right now for these lives. I'm just kind of giving you my statistical, Noble Woods method sort of lens. It's good that we're here. We're above the 1, so that's always a positive, right? But without going a lot further in terms of a deeper analysis, you got to understand why that range has happened. What's happening fundamentally with the company that they're stuck in this range? Because that range here, even though we're on the quarterly chart, we could be stuck in a range for 8 bars. That's 2 years of going nowhere, right? We already tried to break the high once. We broke it. We got up to 382, and then we came right back down. So, a little concerning, right? Even this quarter, pushed up, hit that same high. Right, you got to see that we hit that same high, 370, and pull back. So something's going on here. But again, is it bullish? Yes. Is it where I want price to always be for me to believe it's going higher? Where the strong volatility happens above that 1? Yes. All right. So that's Caterpillar. Let me go back. Let me find this other one. Peloton. Let's look at Peloton. Peloton, how you say it? Peloton, whatever. The workout bike that everybody loved only during COVID. I kept telling people, I'm like, I don't know if this is an investment. I don't know if you want to invest in this one. And let's just pause here for a second. Look at this. I used to teach using this. It's the perfect example of a stock that was like everybody's favorite. It was just the darling of Wall Street for a period of time, and then it fell right back to basically being, I won't say worthless, but all right, $4.55, highs 170. That's huge. All right, so let me take everything off my chart real quick. Clear this up. And oh, my timer. I'm trying to be better about my time, right? So okay. Month chart. Now this is tricky. Let me take everything off for a second. Actually, let me even take this and corporate action stuff off. So look at this. Amazing move up. Crazy fall from grace. We dropped from 171. You don't even want to see the percentage. This gotta be like a 90% drop. 90 something percent. Let's see. Those lows, we dropped 98%. Now, you could be thinking right now, 98% off sale is amazing, is great. But let's be real. Can we be honest? For Peloton to ever get back to where it was, we need another COVID. Abnormality, statistically significant event. That's the only reason everybody was buying, right? So there was a catalyst that made sense. People bought the bikes. I know several people that have them, love them. Do they use them now? Is anybody talking about Peloton now? Did they become a better company from all of the money that they, right? Like those probably, I'm assuming, a couple good quarters of earnings. I don't know. It doesn't look like it based on the chart. All right, so if I go down here, this is tough. This is tough. Tough and ugly. Because we're still in the downtrend. We're just, all right. I don't really have a lot I can really say. We were on the month. We were underneath the band. Okay, we pushed back up. If we can close inside, it's a good sign. All right. If we can get a catalyst down here, I don't know what made them pop up. Maybe it was earnings. Maybe they announced I don't know, something. But if I'm trading this chart, I'm looking at the monthly, then I'm worried about this bar. All right, that bar right here. That first bar, what was that? August of 2023. We just sat there on those lows, trying to go higher. We did go lower, all the way down to $2.70. Now, I mean, even if we stay positive for a second, you already know where we're going. If you know a little bit about the Noble Woods method, we're going to the average. Got to test this. Right in there. Regression to the mean is what it's called in stats. It just means everything pulls back to the average. You can't even go from downtrend to uptrend without crossing over the average. Again, it's like basketball. You can't go from home team to away team without crossing over half court. The average is half court. All right. So if this month stays positive, if smaller time frame, go to the week, it should be like should be above its top band. Yep. All right. So that's positive. So Dwayne, look at the week. Check the week. Because the way this works, the larger time frame, you can kind of scale down to really see the details of what's happening. I already knew for that month to be back inside the band that we'd be above the top band here. That's just right how well I understand the multiple time frames. But we still have not actually started an uptrend truly. We're trying though, so something's happening. Good sign. But it's gonna take a couple of weeks for this to pan out, and we really need some people to buy this thing. Otherwise, we're going right back down. So be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Okay. Let me see what else I got. Bevy said Adobe on a 15-minute. I'll look at the 15-minute. And then KJ Johnson said GGG VRTX quarter chart for both max quarter. Okay. That'd be fun. We can do the 15-minute. I don't think I had anybody asking about a 15-minute. Bevy, what's up? One of my all of my students are my favorite. But Bevy's one of my favorites. I'm not gonna lie. Because she reaches out, we talk. People take my class, man, they start making money and just be ghosts. Some of y'all don't even come back and talk to me and tell me. And then once I connect with you, I'm like, oh man, it would have been great to just know. Like, I need to know. And I'm trying to do a better job with my students of like following up with you guys. 2025, I'm super excited because I got like a very exclusive community I'll be building. About to start testing some things now. Like, we're going to make money together. We're going to make this real easy. But I need you to know my system first. You can't be in the club unless you know my system. Those rules, those mechanics, those, the philosophy, the techniques, all those things that I teach you guys in class, like, it's important. I don't want chaos in my group, in my community, right? So we got to all be aligned by certain principles, and that's really my system, right? So let's look at Adobe. Amazing company. And let me show you why I say amazing company. Because if we go to the quarterly chart, ooh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Got above that band back in 2013 and nothing but profit and gains and gains and profit. And profit and gains if you even thought about Adobe. Right? Had a bad year. 2022 was bad for every stock. Pulled back on the S&P to the average. Simple stuff. So where are we now? Well, and Bevy knows this, but we kind of ranging a little bit in here. We bounced off the 20, right? That's that bounce off the 20 that happens cyclically all the time. Right. So we got above the top band, but we really have not been able to build the type of momentum, volatility to actually get us back to those highs. What was the last highs? Yeah, 700. All right. Nice candle here. Good rejection off of that 20. That's great. You want to see that. But you also want to understand, like, what the heck was happening. Now, again, longer time frames, blah, blah, blah. She told me 15 minutes. I was just giving y'all that just to talk about Adobe for a second. So let me go to the 15-minute. As you can see, what we did today, we basically ran straight down to where? Straight down to the 200. Now, let's say you didn't have your 200 on your chart. So let me take it off because maybe you didn't have it on there. Intraday, I usually don't have my 200 on anything intraday. Probably the only 200, the smallest 200 I'll look at is like a 4-hour. Yeah. Okay, so that first bar, let's think about this logically. What happened today? The first bar we were trying, and it took several hours at 10:45, when now all of those people who for that first hour and 15 minutes, they're now losing. And think about it. I looked at the S&P, the ES. The S&P around what? 10:30 started to do its reversal. This is 11. We're underneath the band. We have really nowhere to, I won't say we have nowhere to go from here but lower. But that's always like the genesis, right? We're above the band. We wrestle, we get through the 20, right? It's the same sequence every time, especially on these faster time frames, but it happens quickly, right? So you got to know exactly what to do, which is where the system piece comes in, right? So, Bevy, you know my system, but just to kind of play with this a little bit, let's put those pivots. Let's put pivot points on here. So look at that. It's almost identical to the S&P. We got underneath the band here. There was a pivot right there. We pushed through that one. But whether you were short here or maybe right, and again, Bevy knows my system, but for those who don't know it, I don't want to like only talk in my system. I'm keeping my indicators on here, but your trade could have been anywhere on here. I don't know. All right, let me take the box off. All right. So again, if you were shorting under this bar, it's headed to a pivot. I don't care if you were shorting under this bar. It's headed to a pivot. If you were shorting under this bar, where should you be eyeing? 560, the next pivot. Strong bar, it pushed through, but then it came right back up to the pivot, right? So pivots also were they're just essentially support and resistance, right? We'll go down, bounce off one, maybe get through it. So you kind of also need to know the average range that stock moves in a day. That helps a lot too. I know ATR a lot of people use is average true range. I like to do mine a little bit different. I'll just throw this out there real quick. Let me go to like a 4-hour. I'll just show y'all. So the other like very manual way to see how much a stock is moving every day is like it's like this. You just grab a box. Draw a box around one of these days. That's the whole day. All right, that's encompassing the whole day. And then I'll just copy it and try to see like where's like look at that. It's almost perfectly the same range. Look at that day. All right. Today, more than the average, right? So that's more. But today was where we had a reason. We had a catalyst, black hole symposium, Fed talking, right? Everybody's, talking about interest rates, how we're going to get out of inflation. It's a whole day symposium. It's going to be happening tomorrow too. Right. But this is kind of like my more manual. All right. This is like old school trading, right? You don't need an indicator for everything. You don't need an indicator for everything. And I actually like doing this. For the most part, I use this more than I ever use ATR because ATR is like, it's going back 14 days. That's a lot of time when we're talking intraday. Like, I care about the last 5 days. 14 days, that's a whole different year to me. If we're talking about intraday, like day trading. 14 days ago, I want the average. Like, I care. I want a more precise last few days. How has the market been moving, right? And think about it. I showed y'all the VIX, huge spike 12 days ago. So the ATR is still picking up volume from 14 days ago. That's a whole different. We out of that. So that's why sometimes like I literally will do this and try to kind of just eyeball it with blue boxes, but you can perfectly see, and then you can just kind of adjust a little bit. All right. So, yeah. So that's Adobe. I'll go back to the 15 for a second. And look at days like this. All right. Day of beauty. Bullish. Reversed. Pushed back up. Got above the band. Got the type of volatility we wanted. Every good day in the market, for the most part, looks exactly like this. It's the same exact thing. We're above that one always. It's math. It's not going to change. 30 years from now, it'll be the same thing. Right? That's why I'm, being, trying to really push you guys that I know are like, I know you've been struggling, trying to like get this stuff down. I know. I've been there. I get it. You got to invest in you. Right? There's more. There's people like me who can give you the parts of this that you can't. You'll get it in time, but do you really want to spend the next 6-7 years trying to figure this out? All right. I think more people should approach this like it's a new profession you want to learn. What new profession would you go into and just jump into without any training at all? None if you're smart. All right. So let me go back one more time. So that was Bevy, that was Adobe. And we could talk more, right? KJ, let's see. What time is it? 9 o'clock. Let's see. Let me see. Let's look at GGG. GG. Oh, what was the time frame? I don't even know what time frame that was. I think it was quarterly. Let me double check. Oh yeah, quarterly. It's quarterly. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna go to the annual first. Why? Why not? It takes seconds. Am I going to be confused if I go to the annual and then I go down to the quarterly? No, if I look at the annual, I just looked at the quarterly. All right. Why y'all be so afraid to look at multiple time frames? Doesn't make sense. And I'm not saying you was doing that, KJ, but I know some a lot of us just, And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, like, it probably took me years outside of intraday day trading. My first few years in this back in '08 to 2009, 10, 11, was all like intraday stuff. I was like obsessed with futures, intraday, day trading. Once I kind of got right, okay, I slowed down, or I got back to like swing trading, tried to get better there, blah, blah, blah. You just realize, like, man, why am I only on a day trade? I just asked myself that one day. And then I start exploring, and I'm like, oh my goodness, there's a whole new world that opens up of understanding and profit when you really like can look at a chart and realize the 1 minute is the quarterly. I don't care if it's the 1 minute or the quarter. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm looking for the same thing. I'm looking for volatility. Right? Okay. GGG. So I'm gonna go to the quarterly. Actually, let me look at this for a second. 21, pull back on 22, 23 up, 24. Spike to 94, back down. Makes sense. Oh, I went to the month. So the quarterly. So that's interesting. Definitely doing a little bit of ranging in here, and we got above it. Right, we did get the classic breakout, but then we came right back inside, and we're actually inside the band. So I don't know what's up with Graco. I never even heard of this company. Doing well, right? Very bullish, strong bullish, even on the year. Quarterly, little, right? Not as beautiful as we would like it to be. Not as strong. And what is this? This is about to be September. Yeah, I would say this. And you got to analyze it, right? You need to kind of know a little bit more than me. But let's say we were to close where we are right now. If the next quarterly bar starts to push down, without like even blinking, I would expect us to go back to the lows of like right, somewhere in here where this candle, the lows of that candle that started the range. Now that's the actual body, and then this is like the actual wick. What's right perfectly in between both of those? The 20, the average. All right, so if we do go lower, you kind of already know where we're going. We at least going to pull it back to 70. If that doesn't happen, and think about it too, that's also like, let's say the S&P, there's some other catalyst, some other bad thing that's coming. Because technically September and October really are the bad, quote unquote, months every year. So we experienced this little 9.75 percent correction in August. But are we out of that bearish season of August, September, October? No, we're not. So something else might come. Who knows? If the S&P drops or we get another spike in the VIX, GGG, it's already poised to kind of come down, right? At least to test the 20 back at 70. So, think about that. I'm not that I'm trying to make you short. I'm not. And you don't even have to take that trade, right? You don't even, because think about it. If we're on a quarterly chart, it probably is only going to hit the 20 and bounce, right? So I think, KJ, you probably were thinking about leaps, probably like trying to see, is this the right time to maybe, right, go a year or two out, right? Give it some time. As of right now, not really. No, it's not really where you want price to be. So just be patient. When you get the trade, you'll see it. Or you can ask me about it. All right. But we're inside. We back inside the bands. That's just always like, oh, you never know if we're going to hit the 20 and go through it or hit it. But again, even back here, what was this? This was April, second quarter of 2022. All right. Tested the one, pull right back down. And then for 3 quarters, we ain't go anywhere. All right. Actually, we ranged inside of that bar for 3 quarters. Then we got back above the 1. Then we made new highs, pulled back, right? Ranging now inside of here. Finally got above it. Pull back inside, right? Price has memory. Think about it. If you're managing billions, you think you're not looking at every single chart if you're managing billions? What? Yes. Looking at these charts in my sleep if I'm managing other people's money. All right. That's even more stress. All right. Okay. Oh, let me check something real quick. Let's see. Monique said, "Okay, perfect. Thanks. I already love it. Oh, dope. Oh yeah, you'll love it. You put that one on there. I'm telling y'all. I know what I'm doing. Kayvon Johnson. Yes, sir. It was recorded. Okay, cool. Oh, Kayvon. That's the thing with names, man. I wish y'all could hear. I wish y'all could talk to me, and I wouldn't butcher nobody's names. I'm gonna just say KJ. Cool. It was quarterly. Yep, good stuff. Hopefully that helped too. And then Renee said pivot points. We ain't get that in fall 2023. We ain't get that in fall 2023. Y'all in for a treat. Noble getting doper every year. Oh, Rob, Misty. Okay, it's Misty. Misty, go back through class, my friend. Oh, you got those pivots. You just don't remember. I'm always talking about pivot points. It was in class. Go back. Just go back. Trust me. We talked about pivots. But that's good though, right? Good. And again, 90 hours of content. That's a lot. It's a lot of content. But I guarantee if you go back, you got Woody's and you got the intraday too. Trust me. Okay. Pronounce Kavon. Okay, dope. Kavon. Okay, cool. Got it. Good. Because I always see the name. Right. I like know your thumbnail. I see you commenting so much in the room. So cool. Pivots are the truth. Yeah, they really are. Okay. I'm going to give you guys your evening back. Thanks for joining me. This was fun as always. I'll be doing this next week as well. I might extend it a little bit just to do a few more in September, but I'm getting ready for my class. I kind of lock it down when I'm doing my live classes. It's 4 weeks. It starts September 16th. Again, the link is there. If you just want all the information, please don't just absorb these, get better and like think this is enough. If you get the full Noblewood system, methodology, recipe, it's going to transform how you look at the market. There's nobody out remotely touching what I'm doing. And I only know because I've been like chilling, quiet, not running ads and doing all that stuff yet. And I've been getting students from everybody, especially the people who just kind of popped up, last few years. I've been doing this since 2008. Right. And it took me a long time to get here. I had the period of losing. I had years where I was struggling, just couldn't get out of here. Couldn't understand, like, just the indicators. Why aren't these things working? And I just kept refining. I refused to not get this. So glad I never stopped. So I can help whoever you are listening or watching, even if you're not watching live. Click the link, check the information out, make a sound decision. It's life-changing. It really is. And trading is that. Right? This is one of the few things you'll ever do or have the opportunity to learn that legitimately can make you money almost anytime you choose to make money. Right? Day trading's tough, requires more grit, more time, more of everything. But you don't have to be on these super fast time frames to make money. You can kill on a week chart. You can kill on a monthly chart. You actually can. I know people we think you have to make faster money, but you don't. And if you want to, cool. I'll help you do that too. Right? I day trade. Yes. Right? So I'm not trying to limit you. I'm just trying to say, right? Faster time frames require more skill. But if you want to make great money, you don't have to be the world's greatest day trader from day one. And you're not going to be as a reality. It's going to take you years to master day trading. All right, because you got to master yourself. All right, that's what nobody tells us. You want to be a master in trading, you have to master yourself, your own fears, your doubts, your deeper desires, your deeper hangups. You can't have a fight with your spouse all night and wake up and day trade. You ain't going to make good decisions. right? And it takes time to even like be conscious of that, right? So once you get all this from me, you get the blueprint from me, you get a new perspective from me. Yes, I do my thing in class. We have fun. It's amazing, right? Some of my students join me live whenever I do these lives. But then once you have like the technical, the statistical, the how, the what, then a whole nother journey happens. And that's like, it's you against you, right? I'll leave y'all with this. One of the best books I think I ever read on trading was, I think it's called Discipline Trader. Yeah, Discipline Trader. Mark, what is his name? I can't think. Mark Douglas. Amazing book. I read it. I get to the end. He's like, I really could sum the whole book up like this. I'm like, dang, why you didn't put this on the first page? Right. And he basically says, if you do not think you're worth it in the deepest place where you exist, if you don't feel like you're worth the money, trauma from childhood, relationships, whatever that thing is that is making you feel like you're not worthy, you will self-sabotage and make mistakes for years. And you'll feel like you're going crazy. I felt like I was going crazy at a point in my journey because I'm like, why can I not get this? I know what to do, but I can't even do it. Like, what's wrong with me? You got some blocks. You got some things you got to work through. And as you work through them, I'm telling you, going on this journey to like really become a great trader, it, I think, makes you a better person because the market doesn't lie to you. You can work at a bank, you can work at a school, you could be an okay whatever in your job for years. You can just have a boss that likes you, that keeps you, right? Like you can be like mediocre in a lot of jobs. This tells you the truth every single trade. You've made money or lost. You can't lie to yourself if you're a good trader or not. You know. You cannot get away from it. It's so visceral. Like it's one of the most like potentially unsettling truths you'll ever get in life. Because you know if you're good or not. That account shows you. And then if you like me, I'm gonna say this last thing. First 6 months, I was making 500 to 1,000 every day. You couldn't tell me I wasn't a great trader in those first 6 months. And then the European debt crisis started to happen in like 09, 2010, whatever that was. Volatility kicked up. I didn't know how to deal with stronger volatility. I didn't even know how to measure volatility. And then I started losing and losing and losing and losing. Even though I started super successful. So I committed. That's why I do my classes. If you're still watching, that's the whole message. Whether you roll with me or whoever, whatever educator, trainer, group, you got to commit to this. You got to get it for your family. You do. Nobody's teaching this stuff at school. I got an M.B.A. from Clark Atlanta. I went to IU. I was about to wear my IU hat just to match the green. I went to IU. Great school, Kelly School of Business. I didn't learn nothing about trading. You're not gonna get this type of teaching at any school in the country. Not Harvard, not Yale. Nobody's teaching this. Not in this way. So anyway, thanks for watching. Keep coming back. If you're ready for more commitment, sign up for the link. I got payment options. It's premium, yes, but this is a life-changing skill, and what I'm charging is really nothing in the grand scheme of things, right? I just want to make sure you're serious. All right, so thanks for watching. Share this video with somebody that you know and that you love, and I will see y'all next Monday. Peace. Oh, and subscribe and like. I got to get used to saying that, all right? I'm not a YouTube guy. I'm learning YouTube. I got to master YouTube too. So for real, subscribe and like because it helps the algorithm. More people like you can see this and learn and, all right, build. So thanks for watching. Peace.